Alola, fellow Pokemon fans. I'm Professor Jim, and welcome to another episode of Lessons from Alola. In this series, we're taking a look at the real-life inspirations for the Pokemon and locations introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon. And this time, we're looking at the toxic lizard Pokemon, Salazzle. Salazzle is a lizard-like poison and fire-type Pokemon with grayish-black scales on its back and sides, and purple scales on its underside. It has wispy pink highlights on its chest and abdomen, and two coat-tail-like accessory tails, and a long, thin snout locked into a perpetual smirk. Salazzle is notable for creating poisonous gas filled with strong signaling pheromones, which attract male Salandits and captivate them into service. Salazzle evolves from Salandit, but only from female Salandit. All Salazzles that we've seen so far are female. However, it may be possible for male Salazzles to exist in the Pokemon world. Salandit's Pokedex entry from Ultra Sun says, "The males will do whatever the females tell them. They give the females most of their food. Due to malnutrition, the males can't evolve." This Pokedex entry suggests that male Salandit with a sufficient food supply could potentially evolve into a Salazzle. But this doesn't happen when female Salandit or Salazzle are around, because the Salandit are busy giving away most of their food to the females. More research is required to determine whether or not isolated Salandit males with sufficient food are able to evolve into male Salazzles. Both Salazzle and female Salandit are able to produce pheromone-containing gas that captivates male Salandit, but Salazzle may be able to entrance other Pokemon as well. The Pokedex entry from Scarlet tells us that Salazzle makes its opponents lightheaded with poisonous gas, and captivates them with alluring movements to turn them into loyal servants. There's some additional evidence to support this theory. The Pokedex entry for Salandit and Moon tells us it emanates a sweet-smelling poisonous gas that attracts bug Pokemon, then attacks them. This entry doesn't specify that only female Salandit produces sweet-smelling gas. And actually, most of the Pokedex entries reference it, suggesting that all Salandit produce sweet-smelling poisonous gas. Salandit appears to be based off of Cynops pyrogaster, the Japanese fire-bellied newt. And the Japanese name, Yatomori, is a combination of imori, which means newt, and yato, which means burglar, referring to the hood-like coloration on its head. Fire-bellied newts are extremely toxic, but the fire type aligns with the English name for both Salazzle and Salandit, which references salamanders. In European mythology, salamanders are associated with fire, because when logs were tossed into a flame, any salamanders living in the damp log would come running out, giving the impression that they had been born from the flames. Salazzle also shares some similarities with the Mo'o, a type of shape-shifting lizard-like spirit from Hawaiian mythology. Like Salazzle, Mo'o were almost entirely female, had black scales, and turned into beautiful women in order to seduce men. They could also appear as small geckos, and there are some stories that include them poisoning their victims. A major difference between Salazzle and Mo'o is that Mo'o are usually associated with water, frequently living in fish ponds and other bodies of water, whereas Salandit appear around Vela Volcano Park and are associated with fire. Mo'o could be either hostile or benevolent. In one legend, the Mo'o Kalamai Nu'u took the shape of a beautiful woman and kept her lover, Puna'ai prisoner in her cave. She allowed him to go out surfing, but while he was out, two of Kalamainu'u's cousins told him about her true form. Puna'ai returned to the cave and caught Kalamainu'u in her true form, but was not frightened. The Mo'o went out to punish her cousins, but they turned into fish in order to escape. I'm here at Rainbow Falls, the site of another famous Mo'o story, the Battle of the Wailuku River. There are several different versions of this story, but the one that we're using is the one told by Mary Kavena-Pukui in her book Tales of the Menehune. The story follows Hina, the moon goddess, who lived in the cave underneath Rainbow Falls on the Wailuku River. There, she and her followers would make tapa cloth and sing all day. Meanwhile, further up the river lived a Mo'o named Mokuna. In some versions of the story, Mokuna fell in love with Hina and push boulders down the falls to get her attention. But in Kumopukui's version, Mokuna was annoyed by her singing and dropped rocks and logs over the falls, causing the water to back up into Hina's cave and trapping her inside. Trapped in her cave with the water rising, Hina called out to her son, the demigod Maui, who heard her in a dream. He was on Haleakala on Maui, a site that was the inspiration for the Vela volcano, the site of Keawe's trial. Hearing his mother's song, he rode to the Big Island with 3 great strokes of his paddle, rushed up the river, and shattered the rock blocking the river's flow, freeing his mother. Mo'okuna fled upriver and hid there, in a pool of water where Maui couldn't reach him. Maui prayed to Pele for help, and the volcano goddess sent lava and red-hot rocks down into the pool. Mo'okuna fled the boiling water, and Maui was able to track him down and slay him. Today, this pool is known as the Boiling Pots. So we can see some clear similarities between Salandit and Salazzle and the Mo'o of Hawaiian legend. But another line of Pokemon also appears to draw inspiration from the Mo'o. Jangmo-o, Hakamo'o, and Komo'o are all dragon-type Pokemon with Mo'o in their names, and they draw clear inspiration from the legendary spirits. But we'll cover those in another class. Thank you for joining me for this lesson on Salazzle and the myth of the Mo'o. If you enjoyed the video, learned something new, and want to learn more about Pokemon and Hawaiian mythology, make sure that you like and subscribe, and then comment below so that you can tell me what you think we should talk about next time. And if you're one of those people who really needs to know what a Salazzle smells like, I recommend picking up a tub of W's new Dragonade energy drink. It's dragon fruit and pink strawberry lemonade, and you can take it from me, the professor, that it smells exactly like a Salazzle. Use affiliate code Alola in order to help support the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.